Why, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I'm your host and guide, Zollin Ironshield. And so I've got some announcements today for some very cool things I've learned about the Lord of the Rings Online, which we do a lot on this channel. There's some huge overhauls and changes coming on for a bunch of different things. A bunch of issues that have been issues they've been needing to fix for a long time, and some things that'll be really refreshing and fun new things for people coming into the game or have been there a long time. So let's get right into it, my friends. I hope you're having a great day in Middle-earth. And of course, if this is helpful to you, don't forget to like and subscribe. It means a lot if I earned it. All right, let's bring this up. So we're basically going to have this article here. I will have it linked down there in the description for you so we can talk about it. But really, here's a couple huge things, all right? Huge things. We'll make this a really fast video for you guys. But we got a couple things. There was a discussion interview with one of the main people of the Standing Stones team, which are the people who are in charge of the Lord of the Rings Online, and they were talking about a couple different things. This article summarized it pretty well, but I'm gonna summarize it even more for you guys to give you a couple little nuggets that are really exciting and awesome. So basically the big one is lag. Well, lag has always been a very big issue. It's an older game. It has a couple things, and basically they give us information right down here on he was saying he says that lag is a big issue. It's the highest priority for the engineering standpoint of the game, right? And again, a lot of people are like, it needs to be overhauled. I hear a lot of people say this a lot. It needs to be overhauled. You know, it's an older game, it's an older engine. Well, guess what? That's what they're working on right now. So if you're that kind of person and you always say that question on every LOTRO video, which you're out there, I know you're out there, you'll be happy and excited about this, okay? So they're going to do, there's their highest thing they're working on right now, which I have been saying, by the way, that they've been working on all of this for a few months, right? But they're using the studio significantly, and they're investigating exactly the reasons why it always is lagging, because a lot of people are like, oh, it's the engine. That's not necessarily the case. It's not really always how technology works in that way, guys. I've worked on some of that stuff in the past. So there's little other things that can be causing delay or issues, or some kind of part in the big system isn't, you know, keeping up, so it starts lagging or something, or a coding. There's a lot of other reasons too that could be easy fixes once you find it. The problem is finding the needle in the haystack, right? So that's what they're working on. This is something we know that's important. We need to make sure we address it. Good. That's what they've been. Yep. That's what they've been working on for this last year, and they're going to slowly implement that. Well, and it will be behind the scenes. They'll fix it in the areas where they change things slowly, okay? So then we got some other big cool ones. We have classes, okay? There's going to be some big classes. I'll just read this right here for you guys. Classes need a freshening up. Okay, I do agree there's a couple classes that I feel like could use some help. And it says most the controversially minstrel changes are set in stone at this point. So they've changed some stuff with the minstrel. Some people didn't like it, some people did. I think it's fine. I like the new stun they put on the one ability. It says, we are looking to every class to moving forward need help, and others wardens, guardians, and lore masters. Okay, so I'm really, really excited because I've been saying for a long time that guardians need some updates. I love the guardian. I play the guardian a lot, but they're really kind of the underdog with a lot compared to a lot of other classes. So one thing they want is they want it to be where most classes, a lot of them are going to have the yellow tree, if you know what that is in LOTRO, become a utility line. Not all of them, but some of them, they're going to test which ones. I think that might be okay for the Guardian to have it as a utility line, because I really use the yellow tree. I do in like very, very certain situations. So I think that would be kind of cool. But they're not all classes is their goal. They're not going to change every class yellow tree like that. The studio wants all classes to be able to DPS in raids. I like this. Although hunters and champions will be top dogs in the department. That makes complete sense. Hunters and champions are designed to be damage dealers. They need to be the top dogs. But it would be nice if me as a guardian, and there's already 3 tanks, and I want to play on my guardian in the raid, if I can DPS well enough where it's actually realistic to bring me in that fight. Now, at this point, I know how to do it to make my guardian deal good amounts of damage, either AoE or a single target, but still, it would be really nice if they updated it where my guardian could be very, very efficient at it, right? In his red line tree, or vice versa for maybe a lore master, which, or a warden. It's really cool. They're really cool. Very excited. Those would be big changes, for the better, for sure. Virtue grind, the team's looking at some changes to virtues, but not right now. That would be nice. Make it a little easier to get your virtues up. I think that's a good thing. Here's a big one I've been saying. Remember how I've been telling you guys that I think there should be boats to travel around? Well, they do say there's no plans at this time to do boats that travel around because of the mounted combat issue where you get kind of like the rubber banding that happens, right? And they're and it's really costly on the system and the server because they're trying to update that right now, right? So my guess is They will finish updating, getting rid of the lag, figure out what's doing that. Then they'll probably revamp or update the combat mount system. And once they've got that under control in the future, right here, they say we'll look at it, mounted combat will be looked at in 2023. Maybe that's when they might implement, once they fix that, they might implement the boats mounts or something. Because a lot of people want that to compare, just not, it wasn't just me. I thought it was probably just one of my ideas, but no, there's a lot of people who would like that. So I think it's a great idea. I think it's really cool. So anyway, exciting. The Treebeard Legendary server, they want more people to play on that one. You guys should come play with us. Yeah, on my Unite. Our main server is on CrickHollow. If you want to come play and join our kinship, I have information down there in the comments. But I also play on Treebeard, which is a Legendary server. All right, you can see it on my LOTRO Adventure playlist. Level cap is going to be increased. They have I plan for win, but no further details. Okay, well, that's normal. They have planned to keep increasing the game, right, and the story and all that kind of stuff. Well, that's good. That's always good to know with an MMO. All right. UI upgrades. SSG doesn't have the time or resources right now to complete the UI overhaul, but that doesn't mean they're not going to. Okay, so they're hiring people right now. We know that from our last update about this information. They're hiring people right now to overhaul and update and help fix find the lag issues and all that kind of stuff. So I'm assuming that the UI overhaul will come out probably in another year or so. So that'll be cool too. Again, the UI is not terrible in LOTRO. There are some, it's an older feel than newer games. So again, I have a whole video on UI if you need that, guys. I have so many guides on the channel. If you're just watching this and you just found my channel, I have tons of guides. So you can check those out if you need help with any of that if you're a new player. They're not doing anything new with the skirmishes, all right, with revamp. They are going to do monster play, step 2 of 4 or 5, meaning they're not 100% sure if they're going to add another step at the end there, I'm assuming. Of changed plans for the system, some significant and some sweeping changes will be hitting the time before the shadow. All right. Again, they will be hitting at the time of before the shadow, which is the expansion. Why that is in bold. That is not not to confuse you with that sentence. That's the expansion that's coming out. There's one coming out. And then before shadow and delvings, the goal of this mini expansion that's coming out this year, which you already all knew about, right, when we had a little sneak peek video, coming out in 2022, is to provide cool new ways to engage with the game. All right, this is cool. I like new things to do. Specifically, the delving system has the team very excited. Okay, so this is a new system called the delving system. I am also very excited to hear about what this is. Giving non-raiders a way to pursue endgame goals and get gear, worthy gear with earned currency. Okay, this is really cool. This is a cool idea. Basically, instead of being like, if there's no one on at your time to do raids with, or you don't have a raid group of 12 people, you're not going to be able to get the endgame gear. Well, that stinks. You know, that stinks. It's fun to do the raids. That's like the endgame challenge. So if you can find a group, that's great. But what if you're someone that just wants to play the game in solo, and you still want to have good gear to go do PvP, or player versus monster player, or all these other things, then you can go and do it yourself with these new things. They're also going to have a... that's the delving system. There will be a rotating challenges to keep missions spicy. Delving, I like the word spicy. Delving will be rolled into an old instance as well. Will be pretty difficult. Again, the system will be rolled into other instances, which are in Lord of the Rings Online dungeons, if you don't know the difference. Not skirmishes. They already said that, though. This is the person who was talking, said the players can expect up to 24 new missions with the release. Delvings won't be coming to skirmishes. Okay, so that will only be for instances, which is good because instances need it. All right. So early leveling. They acknowledge that 1 to 20 isn't as fast as it should be, thanks to many quests. Again, it is faster than some games, but too much running and overall arch newbie experience. So they're going to try to make it a little bit more smooth-lined. Probably my guess is they'll add more automatic mount travelers. So what they did in Moria is they actually added these little mounts that like you can just click on, and they're like little teleport doors, and they'll take you to the next area, right? Like it's an automatic teleportation horse traveling you there kind of thing, really instant. I bet you they'll add more of those to streamline that early leveling experience for the chapter quests. That's my guess. They might actually move some stuff around. I hope they don't move the chapters around too much because it's, you know, you get used to remembering how the story went. It's changing the story. But I'm assuming that's what they'll do to make it faster and easier for new players. Here's a huge one, you guys. Crafting, okay? Crafting and kinships. The team is looking at crafting and kinships as old and clunky systems in need of a streamlining and improvement. This is so huge, you guys. This is exciting. We really love the game, and by proxy, the players. All right? This is what he says. And they do. They really do, you guys. I from experience, they've always really cared about the players. So they've heard what we've been saying, that the crafting system is really kind of out of date. It's a fun crafting system. It's a big crafting system, but it doesn't give enough stuff in the end game anymore. It's not really streamlined. It's kind of all over the place. There's all these different things over expansions over a long time that kind of, you have to do all these different steps that change. They're going to streamline it. That's what their goal is. And the kinship system. Kinships are great, but right now the only bonus to being in a kinship is the fact that you could have a private chat to talk together in, and you have a kinship house, right? Which are fine, and you can decorate it together. But what about a kinship bonus that helps give you XP, right? Some kind of bonus. If you're in this kinship and you guys earn something, you now all get 5% XP for the whole week or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, there could be some really cool things they could do with that. So I'm assuming that's what they're thinking about when updating the kinship systems. So, yeah, that should be pretty fun, my friends. So that is basically what is going on there with this article. So again, the big ones to take away from this is they're going to make it easier where you can get your own gear as rating. You can, they're going to be fixing the lag issue. They talked about overhaul to a couple classes that need it, including some different awesome things. And there will also be crafting and kinship updates in the future with fixing things up. These are all huge things for LOTRO, you guys. I can't even express to you, as someone who's been playing the game since it first came out, that these are all going to be awesome things. Even if they're like, they always do a good job, so it's going to be a good thing. But no matter what, anything will be a fresh update for those particular things. Because the game is fantastic. LOTRO is a great game. I absolutely love it. But there are times where certain things are like, okay, this probably needs an update. Again, I will have this linked in the description for you, so don't forget to check it out. And yeah, so very exciting. I hope that helped you out. If you are new to the channel, and I earned it, my friends, I'm Zollin Ironshield, your hosting guide, as always. I do voiceovers in Lord of the Rings Online. We use Lord of the Rings Online as a canvas. I use it for all sorts of different things. Everything Tolkien, but this whole channel is everything Tolkien. So if you look at all my playlists, they're all organized. I have all sorts of things on this channel that is related to Lord of the Rings and Tolkien stuff. The majority of it, anyway. And thank you so much. And I gotta just give a little quick shout out to my wonderful Patreons. You guys are the best. Thank you so much to these guys. Subscribe button's here if I earned it. You guys can pop up. Next episode's up there for this playlist. And my LOTRO Tales main content is on the other side right there. You guys have a great day in Middle-earth. And I'll see you all in the next episode of Voice of the Rings. Baruch Kazan, Kuzan, I menu. Stay happy, my friends.